We talk too much and we don't listen enough. We got things to do in this business, so if you're hating, stay out of our business. And if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you. Ringside Renaissance. Jesse, ole do it. Ring the bell.
You are now listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
We're back for another episode of Ringside Renaissance. We're here talking a little bit of everything, talking pro wrestling, talking WWE, AEW, maybe a little NXT, and whatever else we want to talk about. Yeah. And of course, I'm here with the best co-host in the world, pretty deadly Jesse. Yeah. And I'm Andrew Kombat Jones. Click clack. We're back. What's up?
Man, on the heels of Survivor Series War Games, we had Monday Night Raw, which was, I went into it thinking, how are they going to, because everybody's talking, the talk of the town is the Bloodline story.
Right.
And is that wrapped up? Is it going to continue? Obviously, that doesn't get featured on Raw. What are they going to do to kind of amplify what they were going to bring on Raw this week? And man, in a lot of ways, they delivered. I mean, I wasn't going into this Raw thinking very highly of very much stuff, or not very highly, but probably interest in a lot of this stuff. But
Right.
they brought the juice for a lot of it.
Yeah, shortly following Survivor Series and after the press conference and stuff, probably night after, Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce had mentioned that CM Punk was going to be opening the show for Raw. So we knew something was coming. And, of course, Roman Reigns is on SmackDown, and that part of the Bloodline is on SmackDown. So that part of the story has to stay over there, right?
Yes.
But they Raw opened with the recap of all of Survivor Series War Games and delve into that. Yeah.
But I guess they are kind of spewing a little bit over the Bloodline stuff into Raw, which we'll probably get into a little bit later.
Yeah.
Is it not? That remains to be seen, but I don't think so. But it's interesting to me that they're having Sami and Jay kind of continue on their own paths on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they have to be still part of the Bloodline storyline right now. I don't think that's wrapped up. I think that was kind of just maybe the end of a chapter at War Games. But boy, it's, Royal Rumble season's coming, fastly approaching. Everybody has to kind of make their bid for the Royal Rumble and their push for the road to WrestleMania. And like you said, CM Punk kicked it off the right way, and that's what he came out, and that's what he alluded to very strongly in the beginning of his promo. That was so good.
I was like, "What is he pointing at?" The people in the stands are like, "Is he point?" I would have been up in the. Is he pointing at me? Is he pointing at me?
Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he basically said he knows what's next for CM Punk. Like, he knows what's coming next. And he got up on the ropes and he pointed where the WrestleMania sign is usually, where everybody goes and points to the WrestleMania sign. I thought they forgot to light it up, and he was just sitting there like awkwardly.
Well, I thought they had moved the spot of where they put it. He was pointing towards the right, and usually they put it kind of towards the middle, right behind the announcer's desk now. So I don't know. It's been a while for him, but, it is what it is.
Maybe it's a spoiler. Maybe they're switching up the WrestleMania sign. You heard it here first on Ringside Renaissance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he said, he CM Punk knows what CM Punk wants, the ladies love a man that knows what he wants.
Yeah, and he said there's different ways you can finish your story.
Oh,
which is alluding to Cody Rhodes, maybe teams.
Yep. And then talked about different ways of doing it. Could be through the Royal Rumble, could be through the Elimination Chamber. And let's not forget the fact that he's owed that favor. Woo! Bars, baby.
Do you think that favor is going to play heavy unfolding into maybe CM Punk's WrestleMania moment?
I would think so. I mean, that would probably be the favor to use. That's the biggest favor you could ask for, right? As far as like what he has wanted. Some could question if that favor outweighs the favor that he did for Paul Heyman just showing up to be an extra guy in the match to help with that, compared to winning the championship and getting a main event spot at WrestleMania. I mean, but I'll take it.
Potato.
Yeah, I'll take it. But yeah, some people had asked on, I think in the comments on YouTube, do we see him using that for WrestleMania for the main event, the favor, but also it involving like screwing, like Paul Heyman leaving Roman Reigns? I don't think the favor has to necessarily have anything to do with Roman Reigns or Paul leaving Roman. I think it's just more getting help from Paul for WrestleMania or for whatever it is to lead to WrestleMania to get to that spot.
Now, something I had thought about, and I had not mentioned it before because I remember. So when CM Punk, back 12 years ago when he left WWE, it was because he thought he deserved a main event at WrestleMania, supposedly, allegedly.
Yeah.
And Batista was coming back part-time. And he was upset about Batista getting the spot and not him or like somebody like Bryan Danielson or
I think it was The Rock. I think a lot of times it had to do with The Rock and John Cena too, right?
Yes. Well, it was John Cena against The Rock at that WrestleMania, but it was also Batista coming back and winning the Royal Rumble that year. The year that
correct.
CM Punk got the concussion, Batista won the Rumble. So now I'm thinking, like we've mentioned before, is CM Punk going to be upset that The Rock is coming back to potentially take a WrestleMania main event again? And that favor has something to do with The Rock potentially stealing that WrestleMania main event from him again, and maybe him, what do you call it? Maybe calling Roman Reigns to return the favor. Hey, take The Rock out. I need this WrestleMania main event.
Okay. Yeah.
Or giving up his spot, because there's going to be a few main events. Okay, so if we're going to have Roman Rock, let's just brainstorm and just say whatever. Yeah. Potentially Roman and Rock.
Yep.
Cody defending his championship, and the World Heavyweight Champion defending his championship, let's say against CM Punk. Now you would think night one would be Cody defending his title, and night two would be Roman and Rock. And then CM Punk going for the title against Gunther or Seth Rollins or whoever. Right. Would CM Punk say, hey, my favor is I want to go on last. I want to be the WrestleMania main event.
Right.
So Roman and Rock would still be on the card, but not the main event.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we don't know quite how Punk feels about that too. Because he had threw shots about it being a 2-night event when he was in AEW, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know if like him getting night one of WrestleMania is enough to feed his ego, It seemed like this past year how we had kind of spoke on it. It probably was like, I don't think he probably would have challenged Seth and went for it, right? And took night one. I don't know. And then I saw some reports last night, gossip, that was saying like if The Rock doesn't agree to do like a WrestleMania main event, that they have the backup, and the backup would be Punk, triple threat, Punk versus Cody versus Roman. Yeah.
You think they would have it all figured out by now, but stranger things have happened. Cards are subject to change.
We got to fit John Cena in there too.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, where does John Cena fit in all of this? I don't think potentially he needs a main event, but somewhere along the lines. I mean, there's going to be a lot of main events. There's going to be a lot of attractions. I think this WrestleMania is fixing to be bigger than last year's WrestleMania as far as star power goes, if everything works out according to plan and people stay healthy and that sort of thing. But his little promo pushing his narrative of going to WrestleMania got cut short because we did get Seth freaking Rollins coming out to the ring to confront CM Punk and just air out their dirty laundry for each other. And this is where you and I thought this was going to go.
Right.
But boy, they threw some shots at each other. And
oh yeah, frickin' Seth, man, annoying the hell out of me.
Oh, you didn't like
his dumb ass. Yeah. No, it was good. No, I loved the promo. I loved everything about it. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I thought it was good. Yeah.
You got to wear your Mwuga hat. Make WWE great again with CM Punk. You can anything he does, you cannot. Oh.
I am part of the cult, I guess.
Oh yeah.
You know, you could say, yeah.
The
sure.
cult of personality.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ah, man. And, you know, Seth Rollins came out to the ring and said, I really should have knocked your ass out the same day you came back to WWE. And
I said, I wish you would have tried.
Oh,
mother effer. Yeah. Yeah.
And they went back and forth and you know, Seth Rollins said something about, I spent the last 6 months thinking about you and everything
what a
else.
Trap. Mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And CM Punk was like, you spent the last 6 months thinking about me. I don't think about you at all.
Right.
Like, you're not even a blip on my radar, sir. Like,
yeah,
man.
When I came back, you had something I wanted. You don't got anything anymore. I don't care about you, kid.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had a little back and forth, and then it went to blows, which was...
yeah, interesting.
Yeah, because interesting little
Seth
scuffle.
They threw a little couple interesting punches, and then tackled each other, and then it caught me off guard who broke it up because I thought security was running out, but it was kind of foreshadowed before Punk walked out to the ring because he had saw Jay Uso, Mr. Yeet, and Sami Zayn, and they kind of dapped up before he went out, and that's who broke them up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No Jimmy either, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of an interesting little turn of events. But Jimmy broke his toe, T's and P's to Jimmy's toe.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right. That's
probably he couldn't run out for a save.
That's true.
But yeah, so they separated them. Jay kind of took Punk by the back of the sweatshirt and dragged him off. And Sami stayed in the ring with Seth, and they kind of had their own little back and forth. And, you know, Seth was pissed off about it. And Sami was like, hey, listen, we asked you multiple times to help us. You didn't want to help us. So we had, you know, CM Punk was there to help us. And Seth told him why. You tagged
with Roman Reigns.
Yeah. That monster, you sided with that monster, Roman Reigns. And Sami Zayn said, you created that monster.
Yeah, he dropped the gem on us. He dropped the gem on us. Yeah, dropping jewels.
He said, when you hit Roman in the back with that chair 10 years ago, you created that monster. And then, but Seth rebutted and said,
thank you.
Hey, you did the same thing. You hit Roman Reigns in the back with the chair as well.
That's different, though.
No.
It's completely different. Because when Seth did it to Roman back in the day to break up the Shield, that was for Triple H, and so he could get ahead. That was very selfish. Sami did it because Kevin Owens was handcuffed to the ropes getting super kicked, and that was his friend, and he was helping him out. Sami didn't get anything to gain off of that. He was doing the right thing. Seth was just being selfish and broke up the group.
I love how you always go back to Kevin Owens being the bad guy and in the reason for everything to unfold.
Yeah. He's always at the center of it.
Like Kevin Owens is like, you know,
he was trying to do the right thing. Take down a bloodline.
CM Punk being your messiah. Let's just call it what it is. Kevin Owens, man, you have a hard wet hog for Kevin Owens, because every time, like, you just defend him to the T, man.
Yeah.
But
I
this
mean,
eventually,
were you not rooting for Sami to hit Roman in the back with that chair?
yeah, but for different reasons.
Oh, okay.
I wanted Sami to save the Usos. I didn't want him to save that snake in the grass, Kevin Owens.
Okay. And what about when Seth hit Roman with the chair? How'd you feel about that? Because I feel like that got boos. That got boos and oohs and ahs. And when Sami did it, that got cheers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see your point of view if you want to go with the grain and
Right.
just be the mark that you are. But, I mean, yeah, so this eventually set up. Rollins basically said, hey, if you want to settle this in the ring, we'll settle it later tonight. And it set up Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins later in the night.
And not to mention, sorry to bring it back to it again, and Seth Rollins said that he had apologized and he's had atoned for his sins and all that to Roman Reigns. Bullshit.
Oh, he had.
He had. Come on.
When the Shield reunited before Dean Ambrose left, I mean,
I guess. But he tried to run in WrestleMania. He ran in WrestleMania last year in the Shield gear with the chair. Like,
had to slay the monster.
It's so complicated. It's so funny.
There's nothing you can say to really make me not like Seth Rollins after the double blue coat. That kind of just cemented him as on my Mount Rushmore of WWE. Nothing he even did in the ring. The double blue coat was enough for me.
Yep.
Yeah. So on to the next, we had our Intercontinental Women's Championship qualifier triple threat. Dakota Kai, Katana Chance, and Shayna Baszler. When they announced who was coming out, I knew Dakota Kai was going to get the win. There's been a massive movement online for Dakota Kai push.
Right.
She hasn't really done much in the ring as of late. Everybody knows that I'm a huge Shayna Baszler fan, and I think she's got a grave injustice since she's went to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't as polished of a triple threat as I would have liked to have seen. They did their best, and at the end, Dakota Kai moves on in the tournament. I don't think there's anything much more I can really say on that.
Yeah, people were happy. The crowd definitely popped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is a strong movement, a strong Dakota Kai movement in the WWE universe, and it's not unfounded. I mean, you look at a lot of the roster, the women's roster and stuff, and you can't say that she hasn't performed to a level of a lot of them. But at the same fashion, to push somebody just for the sake of that, there's a double-edged sword there, and I think she hasn't really done much since returning from her injury that warrants that. But we'll see. Moving on. I mean,
I wouldn't go that far because I don't know if she's going to actually win the title. Maybe.
Do you think it's going to be like an established veteran, or do you think it's going to be an up and comer?
I don't know. I got to look at the tournament, the bracket, and who's left. Honestly,
I'm going to tell you who's going to win.
Who's going to win?
Zoe Stark.
Okay. Yeah, I think she would be good with the title. Yeah. I do.
Yeah, she looks like she likes belts. Then we had backstage. There's more dissension in the ranks of the Judgment Day.
Oof. Yeah.
Man,
sure is.
And Finn Balor really quickly taking on this leadership role after he said only a few short months ago that there's no leaders in the Judgment Day.
Yeah, he keeps rebuttaling that. Yeah.
And where we had seen in the past few weeks, and you and I have talked about it, is that like Liv kind of seemed like she was siding with Finn for a while. Now it seems like she's going the other way and kind of like questioning why he's being the way he is.
Yeah, so maybe there is nothing going on between Liv and Finn.
I think there is. I think she's a weasel, and she just knows her ways to manipulate a situation.
Okay, fair enough. We'll see.
Like, what's Finn's equivalent to chicken nuggies? Because she's giving it to him.
Finn don't eat no carbs. You don't eat nothing, so it's got to be like, ugh. I don't even know.
Could you imagine that?
Doesn't sound very appetizing though.
I know. I look at like a physique like Finn Balor, and I'm like, man, one day I wish I would at least look half that good. And then like I have to look at the diet to achieve that, and I'm like,
yeah, no, yeah,
like I'm not taking pastries out. I'm not like
no.
Like forget that. I ate like half a pie for Thanksgiving. I'm not cutting that out so I can have a 8-pack or something.
Just so you eat spinach and seaweed crackers for the rest of your life.
Could you imagine?
Oh, just wheat thins. Ugh.
Oh my god. Oh, I had 3 Ritz today. I overdid it. Like,
right.
But yeah, so Finn said he was going to make things right for the Judgment Day, and Damian Priest shouldn't have even been in the World Heavyweight title match at Survivor Series in the first place if it wasn't for Dom.
Mm-hmm.
And then Liv said, well, if you forget, Dom's the one that got a pinfall over Damian Priest.
Oh.
So
facts.
Did he get a pinfall over Damian Priest?
Yes.
Yes. So so it just is wrapped up in a neat little bow, which bled into Raquel and Liv Morgan coming out in a tag team match against Damage Control. And this was probably about half a yard away from a squash match, if you ever saw one. Raquel Rodriguez just kind of asserted her dominance in this. And
yes.
Oof.
She's got to look dominant because they had announced that she'll have a match coming up against Rhea Ripley. So she's got to seem somewhat credible which is, those two face to face. It's a little more believable.
Yes. And there's a lot of personal animosity because they used to be friends.
Yeah.
And the best storylines, the best things that happen in pro wrestling die from when things become really personal or have been really personal in the past. And it's not
from
just
real
an athletic
stuff.
Competition. Yes.
Yeah.
And there's real animosity there and something to grow from that. And post-match, after the match, Rhea Ripley came out to the ring.
Yep.
And started attacking them both. And the corner of that announce table has been getting a lot of work in lately. Because Braun Raker's ribs took it last week, and this week Rhea Ripley's eye.
Oh. Yeah. She's going to have to, that face mask is going to be working overtime. Yeah.
Maybe she can get an eye patch from Rey Mysterio or something.
Yeah.
And then she was getting the better. Rhea Ripley was getting the better of Raquel Rodriguez on the outside of the ring. Liv Morgan jumped on her back and she backed Liv up into the post. And Liv, man, she really took that pause.
Oh yeah, took it from the back. Yeah.
That post clapped off her.
Oh yeah.
And then, like I said, Rhea went for a dive at Raquel, ended up hitting her eye on the announce table.
Yep.
This is where this whole thing has been kind of maybe losing itself for me a little bit, is Rhea's constant need to be handicapped in some way to make a feud with Liv Morgan seem more plausible. It's like how many different ways. There was the leg and now the eye, and then it's like constant.
Yeah, and Liv needed help. She got Raquel now. It's got to end soon. It's got to. As much as I like Liv and I like what she did and I love how she rose to the occasion and did her thing and they gave her a spot so deservingly so. And she's held it down. But all good things must come to an end sooner or later.
All bad things must come to an end too.
Well, she is a bad thing. The WWE and NXT is filled with a bunch of baddies. Name a roster that's got more baddies.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah. Probably.
I don't know.
Royal Rumble sooner or later. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll just go back to Raquel versus Rhea Ripley. Like, yes, it looks very believable, but in no way am I saying that Raquel Rodriguez is on the level of Rhea Ripley in any way.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
She's
doing a little better now that she came back, though. She's looking a little more comfortable out there. So that's good for her, though.
Yeah, it's a little more menacing, a little more heelish, but
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley's on her revenge tour now, and
She is.
I
Yeah.
really hope, and from what a lot of the buzz on the internet is that this is going to go all the way to WrestleMania.
See, I don't think, as much as I love Liv, I don't think that should happen, because I think that's just drawing it out too far. I think it should probably end around like Royal Rumble now, and then that should set up Rhea with somebody else towards WrestleMania.
Yeah,
in my
Rhea
opinion.
Becky rematch.
Yeah, or something. Yes, yeah. In my
And
opinion.
Becky gets the win back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just for people to complain about it.
I'm kind of over Becky Lynch. Honestly.
You don't like the man.
I mean, especially since she got with Seth Rollins, that crybaby. No. The man was hot for a while, right? Like it was the fad, it was the thing. But I think I don't know. I just felt like it died out.
Well, she went to that other kind of sort of rendition of Becky Lynch for a while, then kind of brought it back to the man. You're just upset that you can't wear your girl's clothes and look as good as Seth Rollins looks in
That's true.
Becky's clothes.
I mean, I could try. You never know. I might be able to pull it off.
Get us to 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Combat Jones will
I'll wear something. Yeah. I'll wear Timberlands. Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll be able to see that. Backstage, we had Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, being confronted by Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. What are those, Crocs?
Yeah, baby. Alien Crocs, too. Nonetheless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gives you... That goes up a point in my book. You're now at 0.1.
And it matches my outfit. Yeah.
Do those come in men's sizes, too, or...?
Yeah. 12 and a half, baby. I even got a WWE belt on here.
Okay. Ringside Renaissance is representing all the way down to our souls.
Even lights up. Crocs, baby. We need some Ringside Renaissance Crocs.
Shout out Crocs. If you enter the promo code now, you'll get 20% off your first pair of Crocs. Yes, we had the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther backstage being confronted by Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, and Dom, being the little chihuahua that he is, asking Gunther for a World Heavyweight title match. And he's like, you need to thank me. Both times I beat Damian Priest because of my hand. You shouldn't have kicked me in the face. You should have shook my hand. And now what you have to do is give me a shot at that World Heavyweight title.
And I'm going to make a kiss the Blarney Stone.
That's it. And Gunther just kind of laughed it off.
Yeah.
I like where Braun Breaker and Gunther both are as champions, where it's like they're not clear heels and they're not clear baby faces as they were. Like they're kind of just a dominant force. And
it kind of depends who goes against them. That determines what. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just smash mouth. I'm going to whip your ass. You know, I appreciate that. There is room in pro wrestling to have some blurred lines. Look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like,
right
when he went from being bad to good, there was no difference in the way he presented himself. He was still the same person both ways. It was just we tended to cheer for him instead of booing him. And Gunther said that Finn wasn't worthy of a World Heavyweight title match. But he looked over at Dominic and said, hey, but you did get a pinfall over Damian Priest, so let's see what you got.
Right.
And Finn didn't take too kindly to that now.
I don't like that now. I'm supposed to be the leader of this Judgment Day that we're all the leaders of. There is no leader of the Judgment Day.
But we are in Europe, so we do use the metric system, so there is a leader.
Yeah.
But no leaders.
Yeah. We
Dominic,
all knew what was going to happen there. But,
and it got a little pop from the crowd when Gunther said Dominic. Like,
yeah.
I hate to sit here and say like over and over beat something to death, but I think we really might have been onto something months and months and months ago when we said there's going to be this huge Dominic babyface run.
Oh, it's going to happen. When he turns, it's going to be a meteoric rise, a huge explosion in WWE.
Do you think the full turn is when he's going to leave Liv and side back with Rhea? Is that where it needs to go?
I think it'll have something to do with it. You would think.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
As
wait
far
for
as
that
how
day.
it happens, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Like, I'm just...
Oh yeah.
I'd rock that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
now that I did this and looked at it.
Yeah. Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, it might have to happen.
Yeah.
Now we had...
Oh yeah.
It's a new day. Yes, it is. The 10-year anniversary of the New Day, which started out with a really nice video package of them starting to where they're at now. Kofi and Xavier Woods came out. Mm-hmm. They had all of their little props from over the years set up all over the arena.
Giant bootios.
those terrible tag team titles in the ring.
Oh yeah, Oh god, why couldn't we just forget about those? Yeah, we had the giant box of bootios. We had the trombone. We had the crown that Xavier Woods won. We had the pictures of Big E winning the championship. We had the picture of Kofi winning the championship. We had the pancakes to throw in the crowd.
Did they have the time machine? I didn't see it, but the time machine was peak New Day.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if
when Kofi went in the time machine and came back out as Jamaican, and so clever. Yeah, but it was a little bit somber. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. They came out and basically said this is a beautiful setup, a beautiful celebration, and that's what makes what we're about to tell you so hard. And there was an audible gasp from the crowd.
Oh yeah,
the wind got taken out of the room, and it got taken out of my sails a little bit too. I got a little bit choked up at the beginning. I said,
"Yeah,
this is not a part of my childhood," and I'm not the biggest New Day fan, but you think 10 years of a team being together in a professional wrestling organization, man, like that's a huge feat. I mean, there's not a lot of factions or tag teams or groups that can say that they have stood the test of time like that.
Right. The Usos may have held the tag team titles longer, but the New Day technically are more decorated tag team the most decorated tag team of all time, as Adam Pearce had said.
Yeah, and they both have won single championships, like the Usos up until Jay won the Intercontinental Championship. Neither of them had held solo titles.
Yeah.
So they were getting ready to potentially tell us they're breaking up.
Off of we had not really mentioned it, but the week before they had that backstage promo interaction where they really laid into each other, and there was some heat there. Like, bravo to them.
Yeah, animosity spilling over.
Yeah.
But before we got the announcement that nobody wanted to hear, we did hear some music, and it was the returning Big E Langston, who has been doing the pre-show for the PLEs and stuff. He has been showing his face around, but he hasn't actually been on Raw or SmackDown or any of the actual shows in quite some time. And he came back to the ring.
So you want to go big, huh? Let's go big. Yeah. Big E, baby.
Maybe Paige would have stayed if it was Big E. So, so Big E came out to the ring to like a pop for me from my couch, and basically told them like, hey, listen, we can fix this. Like, I haven't been here, but I will be here. Like, until I'm cleared, I will be your manager. Like, I said, here we go.
Yep.
Here it is. Like
the swerve,
but it wasn't meant to be.
No, it was not, because he said he's back now and wants to help, and Xavier said, whoa, hold on a second. You're a day late and $1 short with this. Way too late for that. We've been past that. Like, you should have came back a long time ago. He said, well, I had a broken neck. And Kofi said, I don't care about your broken neck. What's the broken neck got to do with it? Kofi, come on. Stone Cold Steve Austin had a broken neck and came back. Kurt Angle had a broken neck and came back. Kurt Angle won Olympic gold medal with a broken neck.
They didn't mention it, which is a huge injustice, but Hurricane Helms came to to Twitter after and said, "I had a broken neck and returned." Hashtag, what's up with that?
What's up with that? Yeah. Yes. But yeah,
Shout out Hurricane Helms. We're huge fans.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. With them turning on Big E like that. I liked it. We all kind of got swerved because we thought either Xavier, they kind of made it seem like Xavier was going to turn on Kofi this whole time, right? And I was rooting for Kofi to turn on Xavier, but they both turned on Big E. Yeah.
I was
some heat there. Told him get out of the ring. Yeah, get out of the ring.
Then Xavier said, "It's you and I now. Like, we don't got nobody else. We got to do this on our own." Oh, heartbreaking stuff.
So that means we got the New Day is back as heels now, right? They're gonna do whatever to win. They were wearing black pretty much, like. Yeah, I thought they were going to super kick or something, Big E for a second.
That would have been
the way that
that would have been
or drop him on his neck or something.
Yeah, that would have been been what put it over the top right there. Would be them attacking Big E, and now a lot of people are saying that the Wyatt Sucks are going to go after the New Day because of this.
Oh, okay. Because they're scared of the Final Testament.
Oh, T's and P's to all the Wyatt Sucks fans that have to continue this nonsense. You guys all thought it was going to be this huge, groundbreaking, earth-shattering movement in the WWE, and they're reduced to not even having VHS tapes in. What was the point of the VHS tapes? None of this stuck. Everybody thought this was going to be this huge redemption thing. And
right.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off on a tangent there, but
yeah, I mean, it's out of date at this point.
Yeah. Don't tell us. I hate to be the one to say we told you so, but we told you so.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a heel New Day. Heartbreaking stuff. I was really upset. And then actually, as of this recording, it was a couple days ago, but on the Pat McAfee show, he actually called The Miz to talk to The Miz and asked him what happened to the New Day, and The Miz was like, "This is what should have happened. This was supposed to happen the whole time. I'm proud of them."
Yeah,
they finally came to terms with who they are, and man, oh man,
yeah. Pat McAfee hung up on The Miz.
Yeah.
Or he put the phone down. He's like, he's probably still talking.
Yeah. Shout out Pat McAfee, man.
Yeah.
There's very little in this world that keeps WWE Universe alive outside of the WWE Universe.
Yeah.
And Pat McAfee is one of those things. And I'm just forever indebted for that. Like his commitment to the WWE through all of everything that he does, everything that Pat McAfee does to continue to push his brand forward, but also be a part of something as big as the WWE Universe and as invested as he is. Nothing but love and respect for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's always pushing it out there, reminding people on his show every day on ESPN, on his big stage, on his big platform. He never forgets about it. Yep.
Yes.
And he always comes back.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. Loyalty. Then we had Jay Uso got attacked backstage, and we're at the point with who attacked Jay? What was this? What's going on?
Right.
Oh man, poor Jay. I mean, he was very looked very distraught, very confused. Looked like he got the back of his head hit, his bell rung, if you will. And boy, oh boy, I just hope he's okay, man. It's been a great week for the Usos, but not a great week at the same time.
Right. He got caught in half yeet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, man, I just hope he's okay after that and being able to continue his pursuit to where he wants to go.
It's almost like he got kicked in the face.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You think?
I mean, possibly. Yeah.
It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
It's a
prophecy.
It's not a spoiler. It's what's the saying? Damn, I feel like you did it today. It's not a prediction.
What are you trying
it's
to
a
say?
spoiler.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Would you step in the time machine too?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Up next, we had Gunther and Dominic Mysterio. Dominic showed out a little bit here, man. Dominic kind of came into his own in this match, I feel like, and
got
it
some
was
chops in.
it was. He got the frog splash in
Yeah.
a very close near fall, which
Yep.
I was over the moon pumped about.
Yeah.
We talk about Dominic Mysterio so much, right? And a lot of people say that his in-ring ability isn't like top notch compared to some of these other competitors, but you can't deny his love and his passion for the WWE and for the craft.
Yep.
And for all intents and purposes, he's basically just been a little flunky like his whole career.
Yep.
Save a tag team title run with his dad and the North American Championship from NXT, which was a lot of people could, I don't say, but a lot of people could say in a joke in itself.
Right.
But man, to see him get a little shine out there in a few minutes with the world heavyweight champion and just kind of stand toe to toe a little bit, like
it means
was
big
impressive.
things. It's showing where he's going. Yeah, absolutely. Like he's always been there and been talented, obviously, and had it. But when he first came in, he just needed time and experience, and he's getting that. And Liv's helped out with that, I'm sure, too, somewhat. So
yeah. So no, it's not that. What? Why do you have me agree with that?
He's got the secret sauce.
Gosh. It probably looks like Mac sauce coming out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but ultimately, what ended up happening is what always happens when someone gets in the ring with the ring, and he got choked out. Yeah. Match is over. Finn Balor showed his true colors coming out, and just
you see, you can't get the job done. Let me show you how to do this.
I'm gonna show you how to do it. Oh man. And it's announced now that I believe Finn Balor is going to face Gunther at Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight title after this sneaky
coup d'etat, coup de grace in the front and the back.
Yeah.
He gave. I mean, did he not? Yeah.
I was waiting for a Liv comment there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah. So now Saturday night's main event, it's going to be Gunther versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think this is where Damien's going to come out and cost Finn. Not that he needs to, but it's going to further that narrative that Gunther can't get it done by himself, and it's going to kind of amplify the feud between Damien and Finn, which I thought was over, but apparently it's never over.
Right. Yeah. At some point they're going to have to call it quits, but yeah, I think that's smart. That's probably what they're going to do. Jester Damas predictions seem right.
It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
Yeah.
That was a redemption right there.
There you go.
We got to the main event of the night, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins, with a little bit of animosity that Sami was wearing his heart on his sleeve for this match, thinking that Seth Rollins was the one that jumped Jay Uso in the back, and his emotions kind of spilled over during the match.
I swear to God, I didn't do it, Sami. I swear to God, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much for my liking. Sami got a chair, came in the ring. Seth Rollins was sitting on the mat and just pleading his case with Sami Zayn. And a little bit of fire, a little bit of passion, maybe a little bit of not so good tendencies out of Sami Zayn here. But at the end of the day, like you said at the beginning, and I'll go along with it just for this narrative of him defending his friend Kevin Owens, he was defending his friend Jay Uso here.
Right.
And one thing that can never be questioned by Sami Zayn is his loyalty to his friends.
Yeah, because you don't get to talk to Jay Uso that way.
You don't talk to Nick Catrell like that. Yeah, so eventually he threw down the chair. Seth Rollins got the roll up 1, 2, 3, upset Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And we thought this was the end of Raw, but was it the end of Raw? It's not the end of Raw because guess what?
What?
I hit Sami with the shoe. All I want for Christmas is Drew. Drew McIntyre.
He's back, baby. The Scottish psychopath. It's Drew McIntyre in a hoodie.
Shout out to all these hoodies, man. That really hides the identity of all these attackers lately in WWE. I need to get one of those. They need to be on WWEshop.com.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre makes his return. He lays out Sami Zayn. Now going back to what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Was it Drew McIntyre that laid out Jay Uso in the back before this match?
Of course.
You think so? You think?
Who else would it have been? Yes, it was Drew. Drew hit him with that Claymore, messed him up backstage, and then he came out and took out Sami. I don't know what his beef is with them, but
yeah, that's what's confusing to me. Maybe because they sided with Punk for War Games.
Oh, okay.
And he's upset about that. Maybe it's not over with Punk.
Oh, jeez. I mean, as much as we love Drew versus Punk, I kind of hope that thing's over at this point now.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's bigger and better things.
Unless we're going to get like a triple threat with Punk, Seth, and Drew still. Because they had kind of teased that, and that kind of wasn't completely settled, but
I would like to see, but now Sami and potentially Jay and potentially even more, the Bloodline's going to have beef with Drew, so
yeah,
it's a lot of different directions here. But I would like to see. I'm going to put on my Johnny Carson, putting the envelope to his head.
Okay.
If you know, you know. The Royal Rumble coming down to CM Punk and Drew McIntyre this year.
Ooh. Yeah.
The ultimate. Yeah, it's great to see Drew McIntyre back. It's good to see that his head is stapled back together well. Yep. I don't know what's moving forward, but like I said, I left Survivor Series War Games thinking like I just want to know what's going on with the Bloodline. Everything else is kind of second fiddle to that, but this to end Raw and on such a big surprise return, a big like aha moment, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on over here? Like,
right. Yeah, more questions.
The Bloodline stuff is cool, but what are they cooking up on Raw right now?
Where are we going now with the Royal Rumble and everything? Yeah, it just I don't even know where to predict or what to do now because we got the Saturday night main event and then they had announced another Saturday night main event, I believe, but we got the Netflix coming up and then we got the Royal Rumble and it's like who's gonna get the title shot at the Royal Rumble first thing, you know, and like how long is Gunther gonna be able to hold on to this championship? Is he gonna hold it out till WrestleMania? I think Punk and Seth gonna go all the way till WrestleMania? Are they not gonna be able to settle their problems till then? Like, are they not even gonna get a main event? Like,
I think the thing to do is ultimately get the title back around Seth's waist for WrestleMania. I think that's ultimately if I were to have things my way, it would be Seth and Punk at WrestleMania. We kind of got cheated out of that with the injury last year and stuff. And at the end of the day, that's kind of the match I want to see. And out on a big stage like WrestleMania, I think that would be phenomenal.
And people are saying Punk is they want Punk to turn too, heel. But I don't know. I feel like if Punk turns heel, he should do it with the championship again or something like that. Yeah. Like, wait till he get or is he just going to get slighted again and it's going to push him over the edge again and they're going to, blur the lines even more.
Time will tell. I wish they blurred lines with that fight with him and Seth at the beginning because that was a little tough to watch.
Yeah,
we'll see what's going on moving forward, but as of the time of this recording, we haven't gotten to SmackDown yet, so what's going to happen with the Bloodline and the OG Bloodline? What story still has to be told with that?
Yeah.
like you said, there's a couple Saturday night main events because the next PLE we get is Royal Rumble, and that's not till February 1st.
Oh,
So
okay.
I feel like these Saturday night main events
So
are kind of bridging the gaps.
There's two before that then. Because the
Yeah,
other one
there's-
was announced for Texas, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
towards the end of January, I believe. Maybe the week before the Rumble, I think it is.
Mikey, you going to Saturday night main event?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know. Hopefully you can watch this. Hopefully AT&T's figured out by then. You can watch this. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really, really, really interested to see where they're moving forward. But like I said, these Saturday night main events do bridge the gap. Do I think anything big or over the top is going to happen at any of these Saturday night main events? Probably not. But
yeah, I don't know.
at the same time,
Stranger
stranger things have happened.
We might get some type of championship change, but nothing too crazy. I think we're going forward with like the Roman versus Solo or Roman versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. And I could see those at Saturday night main event, maybe, or maybe even the Rumble.
Yeah.
Time will tell. That was Raw. We're gonna move on next. NXT Deadline is this weekend, right?
Yeah, NXT Deadline is coming up. We just had NXT, obviously, on this past Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah, we got the Iron Survivor Challenge to determine the number one contender for the NXT Championship, and that'll be at NXT New Year's Eve, if you will. Yeah. Wesley, Javon Evans, Nathan Frazier, Ethan Page, and Eddie Thorpe. I believe somebody took out Eddie Thorpe at the end of NXT, so they don't know who's going to fill in for that or what's going on. And for the women's, we got Sol Rucka, Stephanie Vacour, Zarya, Julia, and Ren Sinclair. Yeah. To go against Roxanne Perez, the Prodigy. And man, Stephanie Vacour. That's crazy. Yeah. She's my pick. She's my new thing. Yeah. She could take Liv's spot, maybe, honestly. Like yeah.
I like Stephanie Vacour and I like Julia. The Zarya to me hasn't really.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of good things said about her, like as she came in and a lot of buzz around her. But as far as her run in NXT goes, it's kind of been sort of lackluster for me. I think I want to see more out of her for her being presented the way she has been.
Yep. And we got the for the tag team NXT championship, Axiom and Frazier versus the No Quarter Catch Crew. Which one of the guys is definitely a Dollar General ripoff of Randy Orton?
You mean Kyle Fletcher?
Yeah, the guy got like the same tattoos. He wears like the same ring attire. Like he looks, it's hilarious.
Do you think this is the end of Fraxium?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a run, but
yeah, I'm not the biggest Axiom or I don't know.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't want to. Yeah. Lola Vice versus Jada Parker. They're going to do a NXT Underground match. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Jada Parker, her promo on NXT?
Yeah.
She might have pulled a Booker T and.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Let that word slide.
Yeah. Well, some people were saying she was calling the referee by his name, Nick, too.
Okay.
There's like a big conspiracy about it online. I don't know what she said. Yeah, who knows?
Is his last name Ga?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe if he turn, I'm gonna watch it back and turn on the closed captions.
Okay.
on the TV and see what it says. I don't know. I wish we could ask Jada Parker. I wish she'd come on and talk about it. But
yeah,
I believe Lola Vice is undefeated in those NXT Underground matches.
Okay.
So
1-0.
Yeah, 1 or 2-0, something like that. So yeah, and Lola Vice is a fighter. She's a MMA fighter. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But Jada Parker, she's a baddie. She don't take no shit. So she's out to throw hands for sure. So it'll be interesting to see. And then playing for the NXT Championship match, we had Eric Bischoff coming into NXT and cutting a little promo. Yeah, oh yeah. Throwing some heat at AEW, throwing some shots. Of course, he was throwing some shots on his podcast too, and just talking about Tony Khan and that they're headed nowhere, that they're not doing anything to progress or make it AEW anything any better or turn it around. And
tell me when I'm telling lies.
exactly, I couldn't agree more. So that will be Trick Williams versus Ridge Holland. So might be Ridge Holland's time now coming up here. It seems like they've been putting him over quite a bit. So
that's interesting to me because Trick Williams just got the title back recently from Ethan Page, and I don't know, taking it off him again quickly. I don't know if
if it makes sense to put him over.
Go.
Yeah,
man,
I don't know.
Interesting. Should be a good event.
That's this Saturday. Deadline. NXT.
NXT always delivers. You know, I'm not as fanatical about NXT as I will be like WWE and follow it along as much, but it always put on solid products. And
their PLEs, their main events are always great like that.
Yes,
like what they do. Yeah.
Yes. So looking forward to that. Any NXT fans, let us know in the comments what you think is going to happen. Any big surprises, any twists or turns, or is it going to be pretty copacetic? Let us know about that.
Yeah.
Now, before we get off here, can I bring up something? We're gonna go all the way over to Cucamonga real quick.
Oh snap!
Because I feel like we would be doing a disservice to the IWC if we didn't at least bring up this whole situation that's going on with Ricky Starks right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm very intrigued by it. I'm very kind of confused by it. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know or you don't follow AEW or whatever, so Ricky Starks was a mainstay in AEW for quite a while. Won the tag team titles, lost the tag team titles, and he's kind of just been off AEW television for the better part of a year. And a lot of people think it stems from there was security camera footage that was released back at the Royal Rumble of Ricky Starks walking into the arena with Cody Rhodes.
Yes, he was shown a few places backstage with Cody Rhodes, I believe, and then one he was going on his tour bus with him.
Yes,
showing love. But he's been at a few events. But yeah,
so I don't know if that's the causation of it, if that's the motive behind keeping him off TV, if there isn't like a agreement on creative.
Well, let's not forget that he was cool with CM Punk too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If we're gonna,
Punk had picked him to be on Collision, and Starks had won the Owen Hart Invitational from Punk right before Punk had left on Collision and all that. So, and we had heard that there was friction of who Punk had chose, and with the friendships and who chose sides once Punk left, and who was kind of getting the short end of the stick, right?
Yes.
And let's not forget, obviously, like we said, Ricky Starks, great friends with Cody Rhodes, showed up to WrestleMania to support his friend, and just wrestling in general, right? Who doesn't want to go to WrestleMania anyways? But
right.
Ricky Starks, when he came in, his first match was against Cody Rhodes for I think like the TNT championship. So Cody Rhodes definitely co-signed for him and brought him in, and that's his people for sure.
Yeah, and like I don't buy into a lot of the hype around that because Dustin Rhodes was shown at WrestleMania when Cody Rhodes won the title as well. And a couple other AEW stars. They were up in a booth, but they were there. And if we don't, we got to call it just as it is. Now, -1, he's a signed AEW talent, and he got in the ring with Cody Rhodes after Cody won the championship. So, Brody Lee's son. So if we're going to be, going to be suspending people and stuff, I think -1 shouldn't be exempt from that. I think that he should be legit all across the board.
That. Yeah.
But Ricky Starks has been off TV for a while. He showed up at Game Changer Wrestling this past weekend. cut a promo, said that he's in the prime of his career and he's not going to be sitting home. And it looked like it was giving breadcrumb trail to lead to Ricky Starks versus Matt Cardona, who was featured in Game Changer Wrestling. Then shortly after all of this, I believe Ricky Starks was announced for a few different dates.
Yeah.
And quickly he got pulled from all of those dates. And he's not going to appear in GCW now. And a lot of people are speculating that it's Tony Khan just being
petty,
and
yeah.
It's sad to see. I mean, you had mentioned before we came on, he was on Ricky Starks on the Chris Van Vliet show.
Yes.
And was talking about not being used and his frustrations with that.
And he didn't want to even say too much, which leads me to believe that it is true, because he was kind of being like, it does me no good to really say everything and put it all out there, because it's in the end, it's not going to help me, because I'm still signed to this company. So it makes sense, because if he just goes ahead and airs everything out and he's already sitting home, well, that's obviously not going to help him. Tony's not going to bring him back anymore because of that. So
yeah, it's a lot of people are thinking this is an angle to bring him back into AEW.
I mean, if it is, and
then there's the whole story about this guy Effie. Did you hear the whole Effie part?
Oh no.
GCW. Oh yeah. So supposedly this person in GCW, and I don't follow GCW, so forgive me if I'm wrong or if I'm speaking out of tone, but my understanding is this guy Effie is a talent in GCW.
Yeah.
And he came out and they were talking about, because GCW is running the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City.
Yep.
Then shortly after, Tony Khan announced dates at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and Effie did this interview and said that GCW is basically they're all working to have this company thrive, and they're not just handed millions of dollars from their dad just so that their dad doesn't have to deal with them.
Right.
He said some choice words. So a lot of people are thinking that Ricky Starks got pulled from GCW because of Effie's comments.
Oh, okay.
So there was that side of the story, but that doesn't hold water, because what happened last night of the taping of Ring of Honor is that Matt Cardona, who was Ricky Starks was supposed to face at GCW,
right,
showed up in Ring of Honor to challenge Chris Jericho for the title. So obviously there is an animosity of a working relationship between the companies if Matt Cardona is going to AEW or Ring of Honor. It's a lot of confusion there.
Yeah. Well, Matt Cardona, though, he kind of floats around to all the indies. So I don't know if he's signed like exclusively to just GCW, right?
Okay.
So he could, and Tony Khan could be doing more petty shit and grabbing him.
Yeah.
Throw more shots. Like, what are you doing, Tony Khan, at this point? Like, you all of a sudden decide you wanted to be a boss, and at the wrong time, man. At the wrong time with all
nothing's
with
working. Like, okay, so we're hemorrhaging viewers and we're not getting ratings like we used to. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a tournament, a round robin, confusing tournament on our TV programs for a title that nobody cares about.
Yep.
Like, it's not like for the winner gets a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. You get the Continental Championship that nobody cares about.
Yeah.
And like, I'm so confused about it. Like, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Syndicate come in and they're supposed to be like this big, menacing group, like this threat to AEW's locker room. And Shelton Benjamin's eating pins now to Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, Kyle Fletcher. Yeah, it's just embarrassing. It's just it's hard to watch.
Nobody cares about the World Heavyweight title. No, like, do you honestly care about Jon Moxley having a title in a briefcase? Like, none of that led anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that story did not lead anywhere. Like, everybody was like, oh, well, we'll see what happens. Oh, the big reveal. And he keeps saying, I won't talk about it right now, but how long are you going to drag it out for? It doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah. Now we got like Hangman. He's all of a sudden good too, and helping out against Jon Moxley with whoever else. Like, we got the Acclaimed breaking up pretty much in the midst of that. Like, I'm the greatest wrestler alive and the greatest wrestler in the world.
This whole thing just feels to me like they're just throwing anything at the wall to see if something sticks, and like nothing's sticking. Like Mercedes Moné, they completely buried Camille. Like Camille's whole run in AEW has been squashed. When she first came in, I was pumped. When we had talked about it when she had signed, I was so over the moon for Camille being featured on like a nationally televised, internationally televised wrestling show, and just got completely buried.
Yeah, exactly. And nothing.
Like we have Anna Jay versus Mercedes Moné coming up. Like who wants to see that?
Exactly. It's just, God.
What is happening?
Then Brody Lee takes the pin on Claudio Castagnoli. Like Daniel Garcia's got his championship, but he's in this Continental Classic.
Yeah.
And
I was just gonna say I don't
Jack
even remember.
Perry is just nothing without his custom TNT title. Like,
yeah, what's going to happen with him? The Elite, like, is this whole thing leading to Jon Moxley's crew like taking over AEW, which they're not doing, and just for the Elite to come back and beat them? Like,
I think they want to like change the narrative on them probably, so they're gonna like team up for the good of the company to take out Jon Moxley's, the Death Riders and
And the last time we saw Kenny Omega on AEW TV, it was the Elite taking them out, but now he's going to come back aligned with them.
With them and Hangman and then.
Oh my goodness.
I want to love it and I want to like it and I want to watch it every week and look forward to it, but it's pretty damn near impossible right now to do that. It's
difficult. It's difficult. Like I've said to you before, when I watch WWE shows, like it gets to like 9:45 or like 15 minutes towards the end of the show, and I'm like, shit, it's almost over already. But like AEW, I'm constantly looking at my clock, like, when is this going to end? Yeah, and I hate feeling that way. And like you said, there's a lot of great talent. And then they tease that Bandito is coming back. Like nobody wants Bandito back. We want Ricky Starks back. We want Miro back. We want like Samoa Joe, Darby Allin, like
Malachi Black.
Like if you go on Twitter and just like meat ride Tony Khan in his comments, he's not going to give you a job. It's okay to tell them that something sucks because this sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. It's bad. And it's like people in the comments online are like, oh, well, it's all these people hate watching. It's all these people that just watch it to hate it. Well, your ratings are at 500,000. So you're saying most of those people are hate watchers. So who's really watching the product then? Who's really watching it and enjoying it if everybody's hate watching?
Look at the audience, man. Just look at the seats, the butts they put in seats. It's
Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are now facing each other for who's going to face MJF for the Dynamite Diamond ring. Who cares about the Dynamite Diamond ring?
Yeah, he doesn't even use the Dynamite Diamond ring anymore to like knock people out with. Like, and it's all of a sudden a thing, and he still has it. Like,
they started that Dynamite Dozen. They started that Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal last night.
Yes.
And I was watching it, and I'm like looking in the ring, and they said, "Oh, the final two, whatever." And I look as soon as it started, I said, "It's going to be Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly." Who else in that ring? Like it was so obvious. It was like
who's going to win? Yeah, they don't give anybody else an entrance, and then they just let them come out and do their thing, and they get to do their whole full boom and Adam Cole baby while everybody's just surrounding them in the ring. Like, why didn't they kick their ass in the ring? Not let them do their whole thing, their shtick. Like, it's just
Adam Cole sucks.
Yeah. I think he's talented, but I mean, it's just the story's not there. It's just nothing there. They just fumbled him completely. Like, I don't, it's just not it.
Like, Private Party is the tag team champions. Have they even been on TV since Full Gear?
No. Yeah.
Like, it's like, look at their champions right now. You have Jon Moxley.
Mm-hmm.
You have Daniel Garcia. You have Private Party. You have Mariah May, who's never on TV. Oh, she's on Collision. She's not on TV. Collision.
Well, she had her little promo with Mina Shirakawa, but that's about it. You know,
But I'm saying like Mercedes Moné, like
it's more
these,
time. Yeah,
their list of champions suck.
yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. And people are like, "Oh, well, these people are on Collision. You're just not watching Collision." I'll newsflash for you: only 123,000 people watched Collision last week.
And people
Show
want to just
sucks.
blow smoke up their ass just to get clout or just to be able to like
It's engagement farming.
to talk to them or do what you know. Like it's like come
It's
on,
engagement farming. It's
Yeah,
like I'm gonna post something so pro AEW that I get hundreds of comments of people telling me I'm wrong, but they don't care that people are telling them they're wrong because they get thousands of impressions on Twitter. And ooh, look, I'm getting thousands of impressions. That's exactly what it's for. It's
Right.
not because you love AEW. It's because you like the interaction and the attention you're getting on X for putting AEW over.
You just want the likes for putting them over, and you just want to get love for them for it. Yeah. So you
did
get
you hear about this? Did you hear about Ryan Nemeth coming out? Supposedly, okay, so you heard the thing about Ryan Nemeth backstage where CM Punk, when he was in AEW, supposedly got in Ryan Nemeth's face and said, "We can settle this, whatever." Supposedly now, Ryan Nemeth came out and said that there's powers that be that told him to antagonize CM Punk.
Really?
Yes, supposedly that's what came out, is that Ryan Nemeth said that there's people in AEW that told him to purposely antagonize CM Punk.
I got to look this up. I really do. Even on Busted Open, I mean, they do cover AEW, but it's just like at some point, like you talk Eric Bischoff, like all these people, Bully Ray, all these people have offered to help. They said, "I would help you." Look at Mark Henry, how long was he there? He's not there no more either.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so much you can do to help. You know, you take it to the water, but you can't make them drink. You know?
Yeah, it says, per Fightful Select, Ryan Nemeth was ordered to verbally antagonize the world champion CM Punk in a promo in front of the live crowd for a taped AEW.
Huh. I wonder who's behind all this. The funny thing is, you know, it's kind of like Tony Khan chose CM Punk over the Elite and a lot of these guys, like leading up to All In, you know, until that happened, you know, that changed everything, obviously. But he kind of chose CM Punk over the Elite and the Bucks. And when all these problems had happened, yes, they did suspend them, but he was still there. Like, he still gave him the title back. Like, it's interesting, you know?
Yeah.
So there's got to be animosity there too in some type of way. I mean, who got in his ear? It must have been the Elite, right? Had to have been the Bucks. Who else, right? Who else? Who else would it have been? Chris Jericho has something to do with it, probably too.
I don't know. It's like it's like a elementary school playground over there.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, who did this? Who said that? Oh, they called you a name.
Yeah, it's I could imagine working there. Yeah. And then people, when stuff happens and people hold people accountable and they knock them out, then they want to act, "Oh, this is an unsafe work environment. This would never happen in any job."
Well, then on the flip side of it, you're getting these like progress reports about CM Punk backstage in WWE, that he's a model employee, that he helps the younger talent, that he's always there and present. He's a pleasure to work with, all of this different stuff. And so all these people that have been going on with this narrative for years about how CM Punk's this backstage cancer,
oh no, that's
proof's
wrong.
in the pudding.
That's because he has a behavior clause wrote into his contract.
Well, okay, so he'll just get
show
fired.
me the contract. Bullshit. Show me the contract. It's a bunch of bullshit. That's why, because people just making stuff up. They just
But do you think CM Punk honestly cares about that? He stepped away from wrestling for a decade because he was standing up for what he thought was right. Do you think all of a sudden he's just going to change that and not stand up for what he thinks is right anymore?
Yeah, and look at it, like his money is long compared to a lot of these people too, from even before that. Like,
yes. He'd be all right not getting a paycheck for wrestling right now.
Yep.
It's not about the money for him, even though he said, "I'm here to make money. I'm not here to make friends."
Right.
But at the end of the day, the type of person CM Punk is, I feel like he would just step away if he didn't think that things were right, the way things were supposed to be done and things were being ran correctly. It wouldn't be him just playing ball to sit back and collect a paycheck like a lot of people are claiming him to do now.
Right.
If that was the case, he would have sat back and just collected a paycheck from Tony Khan.
Right. Oh,
so
for sure. Yeah.
now all of a sudden, like, he's worried about his behavior backstage when in AEW he didn't care about it. Like, come on.
Did you know that CM Punk is the only wrestler in WWE history that successfully defended the WWE title at the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series of the same year?
Really?
2012. Yeah.
Who did he defend it against at WrestleMania?
I don't know, but he did.
Maybe that was the year of Rockins. That's a little factoid for you. Don't fact check us.
Yeah, it's true though.
Great American Bash ladder match.
Yeah.
For the custody of Dominic.
Yeah.
Cheap heat. Yeah. It's just stupid. Like, you know, like, we haven't been doing a lot of AEW videos because of our schedules and stuff like that, and we haven't been getting a lot of people asking us to do AEW videos either. If there was a big demand for it, probably we would do it more, but we do feel as like a wrestling podcast to cover it from time to time, and
of course
it's just not good. It's just not good enough for us. I don't know about you, but I'll say for me,
a full episode.
To dedicate our time and energy. Like, we still watch the shows, but like, I'm not going to dedicate my time and energy just trashing something that I don't think is very good, because then we're going to be accused of just doing it just to hate on it.
Right.
And that isn't a positive either. So, you know what? If you want us to do AEW shows, the product better get better.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
Start paying me some damn money.
Yeah.
Something. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, we talked a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, we should be back next week to be able to talk Raw and SmackDown, I think.
Yeah. We'll talk SmackDown from this week, and then Raw from next week coming up, and we'll have some clarity moving forward towards Saturday Night Main Event, which is the following Saturday. So maybe do a little hype up for Saturday Night Main Event that's coming up as well.
We'll get more information on what the card is for that, and then NXT Deadline will have happened also. So that'll be interesting to see if anything it gets exciting with AEW, see what develops with the Tony Stark storyline. Ricky Starks, Tony Stark, Iron Man.
There you go.
He's the Iron Man, Ricky Stark.
Starky baby. Shout out Ricky Starks, man. We're big fans, and we just hope it doesn't even have to be WWE. Just get that guy out there and let him do what he does best.
Yeah. Like, free Ricky Starks and free the Lucha Brothers.
And Miro.
Yeah. Free them brothers. Yeah. Yeah. That's about it. We'll be back. Everybody in IWC, we appreciate your support. We're getting there. We are definitely getting there. Please leave us some comments. Give us some questions. Interact. We're here. We'll be live tweeting, live Xing. Thanks again.
Always everybody. A great time. Shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah.
AIW, we're going to do the whole thing. Mikey FPW, Kick Ash Podcast, hitting the turnbuckle, Adam, you already know.
Talking shh.
That's right.
Talking shh podcast. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Cross promo podcast. Yeah.
Shout out.
Cactus Chris over on TikTok.
Sports for You, Strike Zone.
Yeah.
Strike Zone shows a lot of love. If you're into baseball, go over check out the Strike Zone podcast.
CB Radio, Ghost Talk.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Everybody.
Everybody, even if we forgot to mention you, it's all love. Like, we interact with everybody, and we do support other creators and other podcasters and stuff, and it's all love and support. And we appreciate your support as well.
Yes. So everybody, have a good week. Enjoy. Be safe. all that. I don't know. It's too early. I don't know. All right. That's pretty deadly. Yes, yeah. I'm Andrew. Combat Jones. Yeah. Thanks for listening to us ramble on and on and on and on. We just talk and we don't listen. And you've been listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. Peace.